Good evening from beautiful Bangkok. It is 7:20. I am not drinking coffee. I am drinking a mixture of creatine, 5 milligrams of creatine, and a full packet of LMNT electrolytes. So, this is what I think will be the first of a weekly video in which I take my weekly 321 newsletter on the topic of day trading and convert it into a video so you can see the video on YouTube or get the newsletter or do both. So if you're watching this and you haven't signed up yet for the newsletter, just below this, you can get this in your inbox on every Sunday. Little pearls of wisdom regarding day trading. And we're going to jump into this right now. Okay. This week's topic is called points versus Lambos. All right. So this is getting us past all the bullshit of Lambos and Rolexes and all that crap. And let's just talk about points. Let's talk about real things you can count. You can count points, which is just another way of measuring your return, the kind of money that you can make. So the structure of the 321 is 3 ideas from me, and then it's going to be 2 quotes from other people, and then we do a little deeper dive on the topic. So let's see if we can get this going here. Click up here. Here we go. Okay, idea 1. A point is not a feeling, it's a number, and numbers can be sized. So, when you a point is a fixed known unit. Okay, so each ES, you look on the right side of the chart and you see points. Right now we're at like 7,800 points. It's not a emotional win or a loss. You either make points or you lose points. At first, when you're starting out, it seems very emotional, but the more you do it, you realize it's just one in a big series of trades. Once it's a number, you can size a position with precision instead of hope. Okay, so sizing up means instead of trading 2 contracts, you could trade 20 contracts, right? And that increases your risk by a factor of 10, but it also increases your return by a factor of 10. Okay, point number 2, idea number 2. The 2% rule isn't a limitation, it's what makes the math work at all. So 2%. So my philosophy, and it's not something it's something I read a long time ago, and I've tried all kinds of different stop losses, and it's 2%, works for me. So risking a max of 2% turns your stop into a fixed dollar number before you click the mouse. So you know before you make the trade exactly what's the maximum amount of money you're going to lose. And in the system I teach, it's 2%. So on $5,000, if that's what's in your account, then a full stop would be a 2% of that, which would be $100 full stop. Every other decision, contract, target, weekly return flows from that one number. Okay. And idea number 3, there's only 2 ways to grow your returns. 1 is repeat what you're doing. 2 is size it up. So once you get some confidence, let's say you start with some micros and you're seeing, on a weekly basis, you're getting a positive return, then you can size up. Let's say you start with 4 micros, and then you feel good and you're going to go, let's go to a contract, or let's go to two ES contracts. And then you do that for a while, and then you say, okay, I'm feeling confident. I think I can bump it up to 4. And you could increase it, monthly, weekly. It's really based on your confidence and your belief in what you're doing. So let's see, I've got here, repeat the same process consistently week after week. Only increase size once you've earned it with a track record. Size without consistency is gambling. Consistency without sizing up is a ceiling. Okay, so if you want to create generational wealth, which is why I'm in this game, you're going to have to size up. And it doesn't have to happen all at once. You can grow gradually over time. It's the beautiful thing about day trading is it's not going anywhere. The market's not going anywhere. And this is something you can do for as long as you want to do it. The trick is to stay in the game. which will take us to our first quote. Okay, so those are 3 ideas. Then we go to 2 quotes. First quote is from Warren Buffett. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. So he's not saying you're never going to have a loss, but he's saying stay in the game. Do what you got to do to stay in the game. And the 2% rule keeps you in the game. Quote number 2, play iterated games. All the returns in life, whether in wealth, relationships, or knowledge, come from compound interest. This is very similar to the idea of Kaizen, right? Just a little bit of improvement day after day after day, and you can make a huge improvement in the quality of your life. If you want to learn something, you want to learn a language, you do a little bit every single day. It just builds over time. So we're playing an iterated game here with day trading. We're not looking to hit a big home run where if you make it, you have a 6-figure, 7-figure, win, and if you didn't make it, you're busted. That's not the way to play the game. That breaks this rule, right? Never lose money. Never forget rule number 1. Okay. Now the deeper dive. Let's go into this a little deeper. Points versus Lambos, the real math. Okay, so a $5,000 account, the 2% rule means your max risk per trade is $100. And if I have a loss at the beginning of the session, that's it. I'm out for the day. So the most I'm ever going to lose in a day is 2%. A 2-point stop times $50 per points, this is an ES contract, is exactly $100. So one contract, it's not a guess. You can know exactly how many contracts to trade to achieve your 2% risk. An 8-point target, it would be $400. So you're risking 2% and you're possibly can win 8 times that, right? So it's a 4-to-1 risk, $400. A 4-to-1 reward to risk before anything heroic, okay? So I like that. I like knowing I can risk 1 and I could possibly get 4. So that's part of our deeper dive. What the math is actually worth. So a 10-point week, okay? 10-point week would be equal to $500 on a $5,000 account. That's a 10% weekly return. And that's from discipline, that's not luck, okay? That's only risking 2% per day of your account. The market does not owe you a consistent number. This is an important point. It's not gonna, let me go to full screen for this. It's not gonna go like that. It's not gonna go 10 points, right? If you look at the last few weeks, I think I had like an 18, I had a 24, and then I had a 2, and then I think we had a flat. So it comes in, and then it's the will of the market. And you just got to stay in the game and keep taking your at bats, right, when you got the setup. Okay, execute the process regardless and let the average play out over a longer series than 1 week. This is something I covered in a previous newsletter where you want to have series context mentality. Think in terms of probabilities, think in terms of a larger series of trades, and over that series, you get the consistent results. Same math, bigger account. So if you have a $10,000 account, then you're going to trade 2 contracts, and a 10-point week would net you $1,000, right? So that's still a 10% return. A $100,000 account, you would trade 20 contracts. That same week nets $10,000. So the system never changes. The only thing that changes is the size. So there's 2 paths, as we said earlier. 2 paths. You can repeat this process. You could keep doing 2 contracts, 2 contracts, 2 contracts, or get to where you feel confident enough to size up to where your hands aren't shaking because of your size. And then you just keep notching up higher and higher and higher and higher, right? Okay. You're going to get the free newsletter. You're going to get immediate instant access to a 10-part video course that teaches you the basics of day trading and my system. You're also going to have access to the Discord, the free Discord. And every morning, my morning, your afternoon, depending where you live. Before the Asia session, you're going to get a chart marked up from the previous day, and you're also going to get a pre-market briefing. So it's going to be kind of a review of what happened the previous day and how it could impact your decisions during the session. All that's free. So super valuable stuff. So what we preach here is kind of a no bullshit approach. It's not flashy. Trading is boring. You want it to be boring. I did 32,000 Uber rides, and there are a few that were pretty spectacular, and most of them were kind of boring, and that's just what you do. You just got to have the discipline to just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep learning. And this is one thing you could do where you will never stop learning. There's always more to learn. So that's it for now. This is Jay Cradeur. You go ahead and have a great week, and I'll see you again in a week. Bye for now.